Right, I want to start by saying that this entry was actually written a year ago. I am not in the mood to create a new one, and I never made um, an audio post of this entry, so I want to do it here. So some of the information that you receive in this entry may be inaccurate in terms of where I stand now with my belief systems and everything, but I wanted to give this information to you as it was written. Okay, with that said, let's start with why are holidays important to me? For me, celebration is a form of worship. That's why I take birthdays just as seriously as I would any other major holiday. I'm a pagan, and essentially this means I believe I'm a pagan omnist, and essentially that means I believe all religions and all belief systems hold some element of truth. I pick and choose what I feel is true to me. Every omnist is different and has different opinions on what is and what isn't seen as truth to them. For me, I quickly discard any belief that harms another person or hates a group of people when all they are doing is existing. In my eyes, all religions and all belief systems were built from love. The love of our planet to the love of our emotions and so on. Many omnists don't believe in a deity, they don't have a god, and to an extent, I am the same. However, I don't believe we came from nothing. For me, the universe itself is God. The universe exists, I know this to be true, and so the universe is what I believe in. I don't believe the universe is a sentient being. Okay, that's changed a little bit. I do believe that the universe is somewhat sentient, and I refer to the universe as Gaia. My goddess is Gaia. But I do believe that it creates everything for a reason. Nothing it does is for nothing, so I like to see each holiday as a way to almost thank the universe for what she's given us. Each holiday represents a different aspect of the universe, and so I like to celebrate each holiday, or at least honour it in some way. This brings us on to today, or yesterday, depending on when this video comes out. Valentine's Day. Happy Lupercalia! Valentine's Day, I guess. When you think of Valentine's Day, I'm sure you have a clear image in your head of what it is. Boxes of chocolate, roses, cringy love notes, and rom-coms galore. You may even claim it's a commercialised holiday. This is not something I disagree with. Valentine's has 100% been commercialised, the point being it has been commercialised, not that it was created to be a commercial holiday, as many claim. If this is the reason you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, that is a completely reasonable reason to not celebrate. No one should force someone to celebrate something they personally don't believe in. However, I take issue when people who don't celebrate go around saying humbug to a holiday they only believe was created to sell Valentine's Day cards and to cash in on love. That is far from why Valentine's Day was created. In fact, it wasn't even originally called Valentine's Day. It was an old pagan holiday known as Lupercalia. Now let's get into the actual origins of both. The origins of the celebration of Lupercalia. Lupercalia was an annual pagan celebration that took place in ancient Rome between the 13th to 15th of February. The same name of the holiday is likely derived from the ancient Greek festival of Arcadian Lycaea. It was a wolf festival and also to worship the god Pan, which the Romans referred to as Lupercus. But it is possible the celebration could also be named after Lupa, the wolf goddess that raised Romulus and Remus, the people who Romans believed founded Rome. Each year a male goat was sacrificed. 2 Luperci were then anointed with the sacrificial blood before the sacrificial knife was cleaned with some wool soaked in milk. After this was the sacrificial feast, where men would cut the skin off the goat and ran naked anti-clockwise, counterclockwise if you're American, around the hill, the cave where the sacrifice took place sat. Eventually Lupercalia transformed into Februar, a celebration of February, which removed the sacrificial element and also added clothing before later being banned by the Catholics, who took over Rome. Lupercalia has been revived in recent years by many neo-pagans and is more in line with the Februar version of the celebration. So what has this got to do with Valentine's Day? Surely they are two different entities, right? Let me tell you about the origins of Valentine's. The origins of the celebration of Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is the feast day of Saint Valentine, which takes place on the 14th February. Notice how this conveniently falls directly between the dates Lupercalia took place. The feast of Saint Valentine was established by Pope Gelasius I in 466 AD, in honour of Saint Valentine of Rome, who died on the 14th February 266 AD. The fact he died on that day is circumstantial, with being aligned with Lupercalia. However, it was Pope Gelasius I who banned Lupercalia and conveniently placed Valentine's Day in its place. People will claim this was not his intention and it was purely circumstantial, but seriously, you think this is just a coincidence when Catholicism is well known to take already established pagan festivals and Christianize them? If it had been a different pope and not the same one to both ban Lupercalia and establish Valentine's Day, I might have given them the benefit of the doubt. But this was the same man. To ignore that is pretty naive in my opinion. Over the years, new traditions were created for Valentine's Day. Gifting flowers and confections became commonplace, and the holiday was further popularised with poems such as Chaucer's Parliament of Fowls, 1382, where it was associated with couples and romantic love. In the 18th and 19th century, card giving became popular and became a practice still commonly associated with today. Before we get into the commercialism of modern Valentine's Day, let's first talk about Saint Valentine himself. Who was Saint Valentine? Valentine was actually a common name for Christian martyrs, and Valentine's Day is actually associated with two such Valentines, Valentine of Rome and Valentine of Terni. Valentine of Rome is the better known of the two, and was a priest who was martyred in 269 AD before being added to the calendar of saints by, you guessed it, Pope Gelasius I. There are many legends surrounding Valentine of Rome, including his persecution and execution for refusing to give up his Christianity and convert to Roman paganism. Interesting, right? How a bishop who refused to convert to paganism got a day to celebrate him on the day of a pagan festival of Lupercalia. What a coincidence, I'm sure it has nothing to do with anything. Valentine of Rome is often credited as being the first person to write a Valentine's card. Starting the tradition, Valentine also performed secret Christian weddings for soldiers who were forbidden by law to marry, further give cause for his sainthood. However, this is more of a legend than a historical fact. Valentine was also believed to cut small hearts from parchment and often thought to have worn a ring with the engraving of Cupid, a Roman god of love, now often associated with Valentine's Day. He was said to wear this because it represented legal love under the Roman Empire. The commercialism of modern Valentine's Day and the parts of Lupercalia that survived. As you can see by the information given above, it's clear how some modern traditions originated. Valentine's cards, little love hearts, and even Cupid supposedly started by Valentine of Rome himself. The giving of flowers and confections was popularised later on. However, as we all know, flowers are often considered with spring, and for many, Valentine's was a celebration of spring. Now the day is more associated with commercialism. Every year, millions of heart-shaped boxes of chocolates and dozens upon dozens of roses are sold. It's no lie that Valentine's Day has been commercialised to death, so much so that the majority of people don't even realise it existed as anything but. Yes, Valentine's Day has been commercialised in recent years, but it's important to remember this was not why it was created. Even if we were to ignore its pagan roots, it was still very much a Christian holiday that existed centuries before the first ever Valentine's Day card and box of chocolates was sold. Is there anything we have today that hints towards the pagan roots of the holiday? Yes. It's claimed the traditional holiday colours of red and white represent the blood of the ancient sacrifices and the milk used to clean it up. Of course, Cupid, who was heavily associated with the holiday, was a Roman god, much like Lupia, and this can be seen as evidence of the pagan origins still surviving today. The idea of commercialism is bad. Companies are profiting off an ancient belief systems and festivals, but this is not something solely associated with Valentine's Day. Christmas is far worse, and even Easter has its Easter eggs. So let's talk about that. Let's discuss what other holidays were taken from pagan festivals and later commercialised. Other holidays that were stolen from the pagans. As we mentioned already, Christmas and Easter are both commercialised holidays that are important in the Christian calendar. Christmas was originally the pagan festival of Yule, a festival that traditionally lasts 13 days, and whose traditions are still used today to celebrate Christmas. Easter is based off the pagan festival of Ostara, often associated with the pagan goddess of spring. Even Halloween, a holiday not considered Christian and often given the same harsh criticism of Valentine's, is based off Samhain, another important pagan holiday. All holidays I celebrate, might I add. I think we can all agree commercialism is bad, but for me personally, the worst bit about it is when commercialism overrides the origins of the holiday itself. Halloween and Valentine's Day are the biggest victims when it comes to this. People often accuse them of being created purely to sell candy. Every year it's the same regurgitated lines. Is a holiday created by card companies? It's not worth celebrating because you should show love for someone every day, etc. These lines are not the fault of those who say them. Most people simply don't understand the origins of the holiday, and the reason for that is because of the commercialism of them. Commercialism has stolen the heart of these holidays. It stopped people from knowing where they come from, that they exist outside of candy hearts and gummy eyeballs. Originally, our pagan holidays, I'm saying are because, as I said originally, I like to honour every holiday, and the majority of the versions of holidays I celebrate are the pagan ones. I consider myself to be a pagan now, and back when I wrote this entry, I considered myself to be a pagan-centric omnist. It was the Christians who stole our holidays to begin with, and updated them to be more in line with their beliefs. But now it's commercialism that continues to steal our holidays and suck the heart and soul from them. Please, for the love of Cupid, stop stealing our holidays. The least you can do to help is educate yourself on their origins before you decide to moan and groan about their existence. These holidays are important to people, and though no one is under any obligation to celebrate them, it's important to respect and understand why some people do. So I'll leave you all by saying, Happy Valentine's Day, and long live Lupercalia. Enjoy the rest of your day.